on Money Friday. This is Your Money, Your Call.
Tell me what the Australian corporate bond market is. It's the ACBC. So do you get any sort of weird emails from ACDC fans saying
AC, well, yeah. So
they can't
there were a few directors who voted for ACDC, but no, we thought that was a bit...
Right. So tell me about the Australian corporate bond market.
Australian Corporate Bond Company. Obviously linked to the Australian corporate bond market. We are the manager of a range of investment products on the ASX, which are called XTBs. And really the genesis was we were guys from the bond market, guys from kind of retail markets and exchange markets coming together saying, well, why can't regular investors get access to Australian corporate bonds? And we looked at it as a potential business opportunity. And when we did, the more we looked at it, the more we thought that the large issuers of Australian corporate bonds weren't about to rush out anytime, the last few years certainly, and into the future, and bring their senior bonds to the ASX, which is where you can distribute via all of the brokers, the planners, the bank platforms, etc. So this was a business born out of post-GFC increasing demand for yield, and really started out one of our directors who wanted to buy a Lend-Lease bond, and he'd called his broker, he'd called his private banker, he called his congressman, he called everybody. His broker had actually died in the meantime, which was actually quite amusing. But
well, not for the broker.
Not for the broker, of course, but and I think it was he was a bond guy, so he doesn't really trade equity, so that was just a length of time since he'd last traded shares. But he wanted to buy the Lend-Lease bond, and eventually he was talking to somebody else, and then I was introduced. And we started thinking about, well, if it's inaccessible, and they are there, the Lend-Lease bonds are over here, but they're not over here, how do you get them from here to here?
Here being the over-the-counter market.
ASX, and this is the over-the-counter market. So really said, well, there's lots of opportunities where that exists around the world. If it's gold, platinum, silver, palladium, or soft commodities, or even live cattle, on the exchange there are securities where you can trade these via some form of wrapper security. So that's essentially what XTBs are.
And how's business been? How long have you been going?
So we've been going from mid-May.
Yep.
So usually when you start up a business where you're trying to get a range of products going, the important thing is get them up there on the exchange, make sure the plumbing's working, make sure there's nice tight bid-offer spreads on the screen, and then build from there. And it's really then about education. So the last couple of months in the next year will be about educating brokers, planners, and investors about, well, what are these XTBs and what do they relate to? Corporate bonds, senior bonds, where do they sit in the capital structure, and why would I be interested in